Hello and welcome to this new video on my channel. Hope you are enjoying all my videos on the channel. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you can get notification for the new video. Hello and welcome to another episode of Microsoft Fabric, and in today's video we are going to discuss some of the features which has recently appeared in Dataflow Gen 2. Now, some of these features are part of the Fabric March 2026 feature summary. So if you scroll down into this feature summary, you will see many features. And when we go to the data factory, you will see in Dataflow Gen 2 new data destinations. That's what we plan to explore. And if you look at these new data destinations, you will find ADLS Gen 2 is generally available, Lakehouse files generally available, Snowflake under preview, Excel file under preview. So basically you can write in Excel format, that's what is there. And then we also have features saving on SharePoint. So we have not explored these features for some time. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and create a Dataflow Gen 2 and explore these features. I'm here on my Microsoft Fabric UI and I'm using app.powerbi.com, which is the Power BI experience UI. So to do today's stuff, I'm going to use a workspace, and as usual, I'm going to use my generic workspace. So left hand side, I'll click on the workspaces and I'll go to 01-GA Fabric workspace. And in this 01-GA Fabric workspace, I'm going to create a new Dataflow Gen 2. Now in this new Dataflow Gen 2, I'm going to use my GitHub file, the Excel file, which I'm always using. So let me tell you the location of that one. You can go to github.com, Amit Chandak PBI, Power BI. And there when you scroll down, you will see few files, and the file you are interested in, sales data for fabric.xls. This is the file we are interested in. When you click on this, it will give a URL on the top. If you want to use this URL, you need to replace this blob by raw. If you want the direct raw URL, right click on the raw, copy link address. Once you do that, you can use it in your Dataflow Gen 2 to get the data from here, or even you can use it in pipelines. So now we will go back to our Microsoft Fabric. In a workspace which is using Fabric capacity, I'm going to click on the new item on the left hand side top. It gives me all the items which I can create, and I'm going to search for Dataflow Gen 2. Dataflow Gen 2, we are going to use the CI/CD enabled, and it is by default now that one. And I'm going to call it new Dataflow April 2026. That's when I'm creating it. Click on create. I already created a test version and I may skip some of the steps. The Dataflow Gen 2 has been created for me, the empty one, and I want to bring in the data in that. I'm first going to expand the ribbon, and inside the ribbon I'll use home tab or the home ribbon. I'll click on get data, more, and there I'm going to use web API. Once I do that, I'll paste this URL, and as I used it multiple times, it is getting all the details, but you can use anonymous authentication to get this. Press next, and then I can bring in all the things I wanted. I actually wanted to show you the new destinations. So I'm going to show you 3 destinations, but let me bring in all 4 of them. And let me click on create. So this will add these 4 sheets into my Dataflow Gen 2. I do have a table. Table means it's an Excel table, which I'm not using as of now. If you have the tables and you want to use them, please go ahead and do that. Click on create. It should add all the 4 sheets here. Now I have shown you many times how to do transformation, and I think we are pretty much fine with those things. The only thing we wanted to see here is want to add the destinations. Now we have a default data destination which can set for everything, and we have this add data destination which can do for a specific one. And first thing I wanted to save it as a Lakehouse file. So I'll click on item and click on Lakehouse, and then I press on next. If you have clicked on the Lakehouse for very first time, you do have to connect it using SSO or other options. Here I'm going to click on new file, and you can see I can save it as delimited text or Excel. So Excel is something we wanted to see. Here I'm going to go to my 01-GA fabric, Lakehouse 01, and inside that I have files and raw data. So I'm going to have it in raw data. I already tested delimited file for one other table, which I can show you a little later. And this time I'm going to use Excel preview. Item.xls, single sheet, output is table or sheet. I'm going to use sheet, and this I can call as item sheet. Sheet name itself I can call item. So item.xls, single sheet, output is sheet, and sheet name is item. That's what I wanted. Click on next. And now only automatic settings are available, which has been taken care here. Probably is going to overwrite every time. That's what we are going to do in the file, isn't it? Most of the time we should have an option to append in such scenarios, but it's an Excel file. So we are getting the default option. I am assuming that's replace, and I'll save the settings. Now on the second table, I want to use a different option. I want to use the SharePoint option. Again, I'm going to use add data destination. Either I can use it from the top ribbon or right bottom also, there is an option plus button, and there I can directly see SharePoint, or if I click on the more, I will see all the options, and I'm going to use the SharePoint option here. And in the SharePoint option, I can click here, and the good thing is the moment I click here, it did ask me which one you wanted to use. So I want to use my organization's login, and I already logged in. If you are not already logged in, it is going to pop up connection and it's going to connect you, and then you can even choose the folder also. And I have used my files in OneDrive. That's what I've used. So I can click on next, use this connection setting, and here I have documents. Inside the document I do have folder, but I'm going to use documents here. Again, I have option for delimited file and Excel preview. I'm going to use Excel preview and customer.xls, and let me call it customer1. I'm not sure which one I saved last time, but I'm going to call it customer1.xls. Output type is table or sheet. I'm going to use sheet, and sheet1 I'm going to call as customer. I'm bringing the data from a source, transforming it in Dataflow Gen2. I've not added step, but you can pretty much do that, and sending it back to SharePoint. Think about that. You got a file from SharePoint, you modified it, you've done some transformation in Dataflow Gen2, and sending it back to SharePoint. So there is a user who wanted to see these things on SharePoint. He gives data in SharePoint, he wants data in SharePoint. Think about how easy it is. You take this data, you transform it in Dataflow Gen2, you send it back the transformed data. Isn't it? Very good thing. Press on next. Again, the default settings are available here. We can't change it, and we are going to do save setting. So we have used Lakehouse, we have used SharePoint, and the third thing which I wanted to use is the Snowflake. So now the third one is sales table. I wanted to go to Snowflake. Use that destination now. The third destination which I want is Snowflake, more, Snowflake, and let me give the URL. So let's now try to enter the server name. So I am entering the server name. Compute WH is my warehouse, and I already have a connection which it has picked up. Let's try to press next and see is it working. So I'm trying to set a destination which is Snowflake. So inside the Snowflake, I already created a trial, and there I have created a test database. And inside the public schema, if you see, I already have a sales table. So I want to create a new one, sales one, so that later on I can show you, okay, I have that one. So let me click on the schema name, database name, schema name. So we have a warehouse which we already selected now, then the database, and then the schema, and then we have a table. When click on next, and here we do have option like append and replace and existing schema and fixed schema. These options were not there in the other one, but here we have those, and click on save settings. Three different things going at three different places. So we can bring in data from Snowflake, transform it, send it back to Snowflake. We can bring in data from a Lakehouse file, transform it, and send it back to Lakehouse file. And why do we need it in Lakehouse file? Maybe in next processing we prefer a file, and we wanted to use a file in the PySpark notebook, then we can use that. But yes, definitely there are certain times when we need file. And in the past I've shown you the local destination in the pipelines. Here if you see the folder options, if once it is available, then probably you should be able to save it on the destination which is on premise. So now we have three different destinations. Next thing which I'm going to do is save and run. So this is a little different from what I've shown it in the past, because in Dataflow Gen2 CI/CD we have these options: save and run, save, run and close, all these. I'll use here save, run and close. I want to save it and close it and want to monitor it. I already done all these things in the past, so that in case if doesn't work out while I'm doing here, I should be able to show you what I've done in the past. But while that is happening, let me show you what's happening here. Dataflow Gen2 CI/CD, and let me search for new. I filtered it on the right top, and you see that exactly similar thing I've created in the past. And I can show you the recent run of that. 3 dots, ellipsis icon basically. And if you see recent runs, you can see I've ran it twice, and that's where it has saved my files and everything. So let's wait for this to complete, how the older files have saved. Now to monitor this, we can click on the ellipsis icon, 3 dot of this one, and recent run. And here we can monitor it. Let's say it's in progress, and we can refresh it and check it out, and we can get additional details. Right now geography is pending, and right now everything is in idle situation. We can refresh and check it out, and everything is successful. You can see item is in progress right now. So you can see the sales table has been written, the customer has been written, the item is right now working on. So while it is happening, let's see what happens at the destinations. Okay, now it is completed. If you see, let's look at the recent runs again, and it is successfully completed. So successfully completed in around 40 seconds. Now we would like to observe all these things at different places. As the Dataflow Gen 2 has successfully completed, now go at each and every place. So first let me jump on my OneDrive SharePoint connection which I used, and let me go to my files, and inside my files, if I scroll down, let me see, did I get the file or where did we use it? So you can see customer1.xls. This is the new one, and prior to that I saved the item file, and you can see inside that it is named as a customer one sheet, and we got the data. We got the data here. Now let's go to the Snowflake where we have saved the sales table, and let's refresh this public schema, and you can see sales one table is already available here. And here I can write down a code, select count star from sales one. Let's see, do we need to give the schema and everything? So you can see 30,000 rows already there, because I have already on the top selected the warehouse, the database and the schema name. So it's directly querying the sales one. 30,000 rows has been loaded, and those who are there with me for some time, you know that many rows we have. Now let's go ahead and check out the Lakehouse. So remove this one, change the filter to have the Lakehouse now, only Lakehouses. Lakehouse 01 is something we are interested in, Lakehouse 01. And then let's go ahead and look at the raw files. And here you can see item.xls, customer.csv is the one which I saved in the past, item.xls, and recently they added the preview. Now, so here you can see the first row is item ID, name, item brand, category ID, and then you get the data. So this is the same data we have in the file. So I can save it in Excel. Previously I did save these things as CSV, that is also possible, customer.csv. Same manner, if you look at OneDrive, I did tried out sending another file like item here. Think about this, that Dataflow Gen 2 is a very powerful transformation tool. It is UI based, low code, no code. You have the files at, let's say, Lakehouse, you can bring in those. At OneDrive, you can bring in those, or maybe at Snowflake, you have some tables. Bring and transform them and send it back to those locations. So you can use it now for that purpose also. So why don't you go ahead and try out these new destination, and do let me know what else you want me to cover in this particular series. Thanks for watching this particular video. Thank you. Keep watching, keep asking questions in comment, press the bell icon so that you can get notification of my new videos. Thanks for watching this particular video. Thank you.